Whoa, that hit the spot. Oh, maybe I should have saved some for later. Oh. Ready for bed? Yep, about that time. Alright, the bathroom is right over here in the hallway. It's across from the gym. My bedroom is just at the end of the hallway if you need anything. I really appreciate everything. I need to get up early for the meeting. Do you need a ride there? Oh, I can take another cab. Nonsense, I have the day off. I don't mind dropping you off. Thanks, Sigmund. A couple of hours later, after everyone's fallen asleep. Ah, a new vessel. A daydreamer, lost in the lofty thoughts of a picturesque world. He will make a wonderful new host. The door silently creeps open and Sigmund slips inside the dark room. Click. Sigmund flips on the lights. Harold is snoozing like a log. I would have guessed he sleeps in the buff. Sigmund leans over the sleeping stag. He opens his mouth and a viscous cloud of smoke oozes out. The inky smoke rolls right towards the sleeping deer's nostrils. The big deer inhales a lungful of concentrated spectral essence. The corrupting smoke clouds paralyzes the unconscious man. In his dreams of vast blue skies and flowering meadows, turns dark. A chilling gust blows across Harold's dreamscape. A storm of nightmares begins to descend, trapping him in a pitch-black fog. The vessel still needs to be prepared. What a delicious body of indulgence. It's all mine now. Sleeping through his corrupted dream, Harold kicks and twitches. Unable to wake himself, Sigmund slides behind the other hefty dad. His smooth scales slide along Harold's thick fur. The possessed Sigmund buries his face into Harold's pelt. He smells of earth and fresh grass. It was pleasant and made Sigmund remember Sigurd's first steps were on a freshly mowed lawn. Stop dragging your feet. Let's get this show on the road. As you wish. The dragon wraps his mouth upon Harold's nipple and begins to suck on the buck's milk makers. Yes, suck on those tits. Oh. The stag's unconscious moans fill the room. Sigmund's hands continue along the stag's back, caressing Harold's thick and shaggy fur. With his teeth, the dragon gently nips and tugs on the deer's sensitive nubs. Harold twitches and squirms as Sigmund chews on his tender flesh. Once he reaches the deer dad's fluffy rump, he gives it a good squeeze, feeling Harold's tush jiggle a bit. He brushes his fingers along Harold's fuzzy valley. He presses a digit against the deer's large pucker and traces gently along the ring of muscle. Slipping his hand further, he hooks under the deer's meaty thigh and heaves it up. Okay guys, the next scenes might be too sexual for me to fully narrate on YouTube, so you know the drill. I will just skip ahead and maybe provide some previews of the naughty scenes along the way, and then after I will provide a summary of what they did. So see you in a bit. Okay, we have a view of Harold's big D. And now Sigmund is raising Harold's leg and he's preparing to enter the back door of Harold. And now Sigmund has entered Harold. Okay, and now Harold is sweating. Sigmund is sweating. Sigmund is thrusting and thrusting, and there's some sounds of flesh slapping in the background and moaning. Okay, and now Sigmund is tasting Harold's nipple while he's thrusting him. Okay, and now according to the description, the entity that is possessing Sigmund is concentrating itself into Sigmund's balls. Okay, for this part, it says that Harold is dreaming, and he has a bad dream. The nature landscape around him is dark, and he feels pleasure, but there's some darkness there, so he can't understand it. And now, Sigmund has, erupted. He has achieved release finally. The entity possessing him has allowed him to release his dragon cream. Oh my gosh, so the entity possessing Sigmund is like some kind of sexually transmitted disease, and it's kind of scary. And now Harold has erupted and released his deer cream. The last of the corruption oozes out from Sigmund and into Harold to take root. Such room to grow in here. This shall be my new avatar. Okay guys, a quick summary of what happened. So, Sigmund, he's possessed by the entity. He went into Harold's room, and while Harold was sleeping, he began to, touch him, caress him, grope him, and then eventually, he was touching Harold's donut hole, teasing it, and then at some point, he he wanted to enter his tool into Harold and thrust him, and Harold was having a bad dream because he couldn't understand why he was feeling pleasure, and it was a mix of fear and pleasure. And then the entity would not allow Sigmund to release his dragon cream right away. So Sigmund kept thrusting and thrusting, and then at some point the entity told him that he was getting ready. The entity was getting ready to transfer to Harold, and then when it was ready, it allowed Sigmund to release his dragon cream, and then also Harold released his dragon cream, and now the transfer is complete. The entity has now transferred to Harold. The next day, okay, I think I'm ready to tell my dad about us. You got this. No matter what happens, we're here for you. Thanks, Siggy. You check your phone and there are no new notices. Neither Sigmund or my dad has texted me back this morning. You think he's still at his meeting? Well, that's possible, but why isn't your dad responding? Siggy dials his dad from his phone and it just rings till his voicemail picks up. Maybe he forgot to change his phone again. Let's go over there. He might have just forgotten to charge his phone again. You leave your dorm and head straight over to the Deckards' residence. My dad's car is gone. You think he might have given my dad a ride? Probably. Let's just wait for them inside. Alright. Anyone home? There is no answer. Let's just check his bedroom. You and Siggy enter Sigmund's bedroom. His phone is still on the charger. Oh, looks like Dad forgot his phone here. Okay, let's check your room. The door to Siggy's room is wide open, and the familiar smell of Sigmund's cum hits your noses. What happened here? We just cleaned it up yesterday. Well, if I didn't know any better, I would say someone had a good time. I don't see any of your dad's stuff here. I'm getting really worried. This doesn't make any sense. Maybe he needed to leave after his meeting? My dad's pretty forgetful. Some of his stuff like his wallet and travel bags have tracking tags. Let me see if any of them are working. You pull out your phone and log into your tracking app with your father's account. There was only one tag that showed as active. This can't be right. What's wrong? It's showing he's on Dreamer Island. How is that possible? I don't know. I'm going to call the company he was supposed to be meeting with. The phone rings and a cheerful receptionist answers. Thanks for calling Houston Reality. How can I help you? Hey, I believe Harold Surf has a meeting with your company this morning for a landscaping contract. I'm his son and I haven't heard from him all morning. One moment. Ah yes, Harold cancelled. He mentioned he landed the larger contract. So he never made his appointment? No, he didn't. He was very apologetic about it. He even invited us out to an island resort. Thank you. No problem, honey. Click. Dad never showed up for his meeting. They mentioned he offered them a trip to an island resort. What are we going to do? We're going to find our dads. Side story. Plight of Hercules now unlocked. Okay, more side stories. Nice. This has been such a wild series of events. I finally started to date two amazing guys and worked up the nerve to tell my dad. Only now my dad and my other boyfriend have been kidnapped by some ancient demon. We tracked them down to the island where we shared a vacation recently. I'm scared, but I still have my other boyfriend. And together, we're going to save our dads. The trail has led us all the way to a quiet coastal town just north of Dreamer Island. After driving for hours, we finally reached Outsmouth. Yay, we're here. This place looks depressing. Where is everyone? It was a lot busier last time. Weird, I don't see anyone outside. Could be this weather. It looks like it could storm at any moment. Yeah, at least we can see the docks from here, but it looks really foggy over the water. We gotta get back to the island. How did they get there so fast? I'm starting to think the stories about the great demon on the island might have something to do with it. Demons? They're real? How else would my dad's phone get all the way there? I don't believe our dads can just be taken by some kidnappers. But if demons are real... I know, but let's try to deal with one problem at a time. What does it want with our dads? Based on what I read from that tiger, it wants to grow more powerful. This thing is supposed to be a dark embodiment of the dreaming world. What does that mean? It feeds off people's dreams. It looks like it doesn't care if they're good or bad. I think that's why I was having strange dreams the nights we were at the resort. Weird, I never remember any of my dreams. We're here. You step out of the car and look around the empty dockyard, not a single boat in sight. The dock's main office has a sign on the door showing they're closed. Where is everybody? It's completely empty. This is creepy. People were everywhere last time we rode the ferry. I can't see anyone. All the buildings seem to be closed as well. Something's wrong. Robert mentioned there were some old items back at the town hall. Let's see if there's anyone there. Good, because I really need to go to the bathroom. You both get back into the car and drive back to the square. The old town hall stands at the center of Outsmouth. Parts of the front have been restored with bricks, but you can still see much of the old unpainted wood from the original building. A main road leads back towards the docks. A few shops line the east block and the western side are all residential neighbors. My phone doesn't seem to get a signal here. Weird, mine either. There's the town hall. Let's check it out. Okay, I hope they have a toilet. The chilly gust of wind blows upon you, causing you to shiver. Yeah, let's get inside. You enter the old building. There's an old-looking desk in the hallway next to it. Siggy dashes in to find the bathroom while you approach the desk. There's a simple sign, out to lunch. It seems the person normally sitting at the desk is out to lunch, and no indication of when they would return. You remember in the Tiger's blog, there are some historical items displayed somewhere in the building. A loud crash startles you from down the hall. What was that? You follow the noise. Down the hall, you find your boyfriend scrambling to pick up a large dusty iron plate. Siggy, what are you doing? What? I didn't break it, I swear. I know, let's put that back. You help Siggy place the iron plate back onto the display stand. What was that? I don't know. I got done using the bathroom, and as I was walking back, this thing fell on me. Have you seen anyone else? Anyone else here? No one answered Siggy's question. I guess it's just us. This looks like the museum Robert Wagner mentioned. The room contains several items, each a couple centuries old. It smells musty the closer you stand towards the display cases. What's all this junk? This isn't junk. These are the only clues we have to help us find a way back to the island. How's this going to help us get there? The ferry is out of service. There's got to be another way there. What do we do? Current location, Town Hall. Choose a course of action. Study artifacts or leave. I'm not sure if these things will help us. Let's leave for now. Current location, the town square. Where do you want to go? Back inside or go to the gift shop? So, let's see what's in the gift shop, maybe? Not too far from the town square, there's a strip of shops on the eastern side. You spot a vending machine with a plastic cutout of Leopold hanging off it. As you approach, the machine flares to life. Book your stay at Dreamer Island. Come see the beautiful beaches and rainbow-colored coral reefs. That's creepy. It looks just like him. You stand at the vending machine. Inside you see they sell underwear and there's also a phone built in to make reservations. Let's use the phone. The phone rings once before an automated message picks up. I'm sorry, we are unable to take reservations at this time. Dreamer Resort is currently closed for renovations. We look forward to your stay when renovations are completed soon. Ciao! The message continues to repeat until you hang up. Well, that's no use. You stand at the vending machine. Inside you see they sell underwear and there's also a phone built in to make reservations. Oh, it's just the same thing. Buy a piece of glittering coral. You decide to buy a piece of glittering coral. Coral added to your pouch. Oh, so there's also items. Cool. You stand at the... Okay, it's still the same. Buy swimsuit next. You decide to buy a Speedo from the machine. Speedo added to your pouch. Okay, what next? Oh, you just go back to the square then. You leave back towards the main square. Okay, let's go back inside. So, what do we do next? Okay, so I think we really have to study the artifacts. You look over the curiosities held inside the displays. On the far end of the room is an old writing desk and upon it sits a dusty tome. In the case closer to you, there's a shattered stone tablet. Next to it is a leather doctor's bag, containing several archaic instruments. In the center of the room is what looks like the front half of a small boat. What do you look at? I think let's just go through each one. You inspect the stone tablet inside its glass display. A shattered tablet is made of 3 large pieces to form a rectangular shape. One corner of it is missing. Etched upon the tablet is an image of a double circle with a repeating pattern between the outer and inner circles. It's missing a piece. I'll make a copy of it. You take out a piece of paper and lay it over the tablet. Using a pencil, you rub over the paper until the pattern appears. What about the last corner? The pattern looks consistent. I bet if I just turn the paper and line up the pattern... You rotate the paper and rub in the missing corner to get a complete circle. Wow, there's the rest of it. What do you look at? Inspect the boat? You look at the shattered vessel. It's the bow of a small boat. It looks as if it could only seat the half a dozen individuals. This doesn't look like a lot of people could fit in there. No way it could be used across an ocean. Because they'd have to use something like this to get to the island. Oh, that means the island couldn't be that far away. Exactly. Maybe we can find a similar boat to use at the docks. What do you look at? Inspect the desk. You approach the old writing desk. The wood seems older than the boat in the museum. The old piece of furniture has many nicks and chips from use carved upon its surface. A dusty old journal sits on top of it. You take a look at the dust-covered book. This must be the journal Robert mentioned. What's in there? Let's see. You pull apart the cover. It almost folds too easily. Each page feels brittle, so you carefully peel them apart to read the first entry. It is from one of the first settlers. It calls to me. Something upon that cursed island. I hear it in the voice of these endless storms. The howling of the wind covers the mercurial whispers I seem to hear. I find it hard to focus. Outsmouth needs strong leadership. I must maintain my objectivity so that I remain a fair judge to the people. Yet my nights are sleepless since we first made these shores our home. I've come to find I am not alone in hearing this dark beckoning. The other council members have as well. The shipwright and the doctor have agreed with my plan. I am to meet them at the hidden cove from where the docks face. The slow currents from the cove brought us straight to the island. We only needed to paddle against them to return. There, on the beach, I found the tip of some ancient carving buried in the sand. Every fiber in my being told me this was the source of the voice. It was such a malevolent presence I felt emanating from the piece of warped driftwood. It made so many promises to me, everything I could ever want. It could give, if we fed it. The next several entries appear to be documented court rulings of the local magistrate. You flip towards the end of the journal. I've done my job too well. There are no criminals left to send away. I even found a way to get rid of the doctor after he tried to put a stop to our boat trips. Once he is gone, I am next. But I welcome it. For everything this great power has bestowed upon me, why not give something back? All my desires have been fulfilled. What use do I have for what remains? It expresses its deepest gratitude that I give myself freely. And you who reads this will soon know. Oh my gosh, I just got chills reading that. What did you find out? Ah! What? You look back at the journal, but the last sentence you read is no longer there. Oh my gosh, that is so creepy. You shake your head and take a deep breath. I guess I'm just a bit jumpy. It looks like the magistrate was sending all the criminals to the island. Sounds like they were feeding them to the demon. Oh no, what are we going to do? I'm still trying to figure that out. Something tells me we need to find their secret meeting spot. It mentioned it was behind the docks. That's just down the main road. The current dock is down the main road. We will need to find where the old one was. Oh, maybe we should find someone to ask. I'm not sure about that. Robert went asking around and he disappeared. He did mention that it should be somewhere along the coast. Lead the way. What do you look at? So let's inspect the doctor's bag. As you look inside the old leather bag, you don't recognize any of the tools inside. What are these? There was no one to stop you from emptying out the bag onto the display case. Among the odd tools is a tattered notebook. Inside you find observational notes about patients. Blood pressure normal, high libido, disorientation, diagnosis, demonic possession? The tools seem to all bear a familiar repeating pattern. You see a handle with some glittering residue on the end of it. What do you look at? What happens if we inspect the tablet again? You inspect the stone tablet inside its glass display. A shattered tablet is made of 3 large pieces to form a rectangular shape. One corner of it is missing. Etched upon the tablet is an image of a double circle with a repeating pattern between the outer and inner circles. Okay, so there's nothing new there. Inspected boat again. You look at the shattered vessel. It's the bow of a small boat. It looks as if it could only seat half a dozen individuals. Okay, nothing new. The desk. You approach the old writing desk. The wood seems older than the boat in the museum. The old piece of furniture has many nicks and chips from use carved upon its surface. A dusty old journal sits on top of it. Okay, nothing new there. The doctor's bag. As you look inside the old leather bag, you don't recognize any of the tools inside. Okay, let's go back then. Leave. So, current location, the town square. Where do you want to go? There's something new. Head down the main road. You and Siggy travel back down the main road till you reach the docks. Several platforms extended into the water and not a single boat to be found anywhere. The place is still completely empty. I don't think we're going to find a ride to the island here. Let's follow the coast and see where it goes. As you walk alongside your boyfriend, the breeze whips against your fur. His hand holds yours and gives it a gentle squeeze. If our dads weren't missing, just walking on the beach with you is pretty nice. Aw, Devin. Ack! Your boyfriend trips on something sticking out of the sand. I tripped on something. This looks like a giant wooden post. This must be a part of the old docks. Huh, it's around the bend. That means the cove is back that way. Let's go. You find an old beaten path and follow the trail. The winding path takes you down a rocky crag where you hear the howl of wind. The rocks seem to block out the wind here. You wouldn't be able to get in here from the coast. This must be the cove. Hey, I think I see a boat. You're at the cove. There's a deep pool of water leading to a narrow outlet. Current location, the cove. Look around or set off for the island or go back to town. Let's look around. You take a look around the secluded cove. An old boat with a tarp draped over it sits on the side of the deep pool of water. Let's search the area. I'll check the boat. You spot something on the rocky walls facing the ocean. On the rock face, you see several pictographs. These must have been the same carvings that Tiger mentioned. Piecing together the story, you see a drawing of several people on a boat heading towards the familiar-shaped island. Once they reach the island, one of the individuals is placed in the center of a circle. A great dark blob descends from the heavens at the person inside the circle. Then several squiggly lines come back out in all directions. Well, that can't be good. Hey, I found something. What's that? It's an old glass bottle, but there's a piece of paper in it. A message in a bottle? Looks that way, and looks like I'll have to break it to get to it. Siggy smashes the bottle against the rock wall. The glass shatters, leaving a rolled-up piece of paper. You carefully unroll the message. To whoever finds this, I am Dr. Lawrence of Outsmith, and this is my confession. For months, the other council members and I have paid homage to a dark patron on the island of our coastal town. I can no longer participate nor look the other way to the dark deeds I and the other members have committed. I am a doctor. I swore an oath to do no harm, yet this thing, it promises to grant you any desire. It gave me my wish, and I helped heal a many great deal of people. In the end, all it was exchanging one life for another. This is not what I wanted. The others have learned of my dissatisfaction. It won't be long before the magistrate accuses me of some fiction to send me away. But I have a plan to stop them. It was there to fulfill our wants, and I wanted to know how to stop it. I've taught my faithful nurse everything I know. She has the means to fight them. I have taught her all the secrets revealed to me, but without any of the costs. Should I fail, I know she will pass along the knowledge so that someone else may finish what I started. I can hear the guards coming to take me away. I will stop this demon where it stands. The last part seems hastily written. Is there anything else? Just a couple of paddles and a few more bottles. Just a couple of paddles and a few more bottles. Why are there so many bottles? I don't know. Let's crack open another. Siggy smashes another bottle and unfurls the note. To whoever finds this note, I am Dr. Lawrence, and I recently have taken up the hobby of sending messages in a bottle. It's quite fun, though I have never received a message myself. I bid you good day, stranger. Well, I guess that explains the bottles. Give me another one of those. You smash open another bottle and pull out the note. To whoever finds this note, beware of the demon of the island. Well, that sounds like what we're looking for. Let's see. An ancient terror lay sleeping on the island of dreams. I knew something was wrong since the day the magistrate found that statue on the beach. I tried to set fire to the damn thing, but it would not burn. My hands tell me it's wood, but even my blade seemed to dull trying to cut it. If I hadn't recently discovered my new hobby of writing these little messages, I don't know what I would do. Here's the last one. You break the last bottle and unfurl the message. To whoever finds this, I've learned the truth. It will take us all to the edge of madness. One by one, the Dark Thing's minions are taking the townsfolk. I've seen them, the inky black beasts with their writhing tentacles lurking in the shadows. It's the accursed spawn of the sleeping beast we had awoken. These hideous progeny are snatching people up for dark purposes. They tried to come after me, but I had defenses. A symbol was revealed to me upon a granite slab. The sigil held power over this entity. Any part trapped within the special sigil could not escape without outside aid. The lesser minions seem to fade away gradually when trapped. I don't think there may be enough time in the world to erase the greater demon. Fear not, reader. I still have a plan. I shall trap the demon within myself. I will seal myself away on the island so that it cannot escape. My greatest regret will be not having the time to write more messages in the bottle. If he's found a way to seal the demon, how did it get out? The statue. I think I've seen it before. In a dream. The thing he couldn't destroy? Yeah, I bet that's how the demon escaped. What are we supposed to do? The symbol on the slab, in the museum. That circle is supposed to be a trap for demons? Looks like it. Dr. Lawrence's clues mean we have to also seal away the statue too. This is getting wild. Okay. Current location, the cove. What happens if we take a look around again? You take a look around the secluded cove. An old boat with a tarp draped over it sits on the side of the deep pool of water. There is nothing else to find here. Okay. You're at the cove. There's a deep pool of water leading to a narrow outlet. Current location, the cove. Okay, let's set off for the island then. Are you sure? Yes. You hop into the rickety boat with Siggy and push yourself down the narrow channel. The crack between the rocky walls leads right out to the ocean. The crack which you exit from is near invisible from outside. The gentle current pulls you out into the open waters. Devin, I'm scared. Me too, Siggy. But you know what? I'm glad I have you here with me now, or we're going to save our dads. Well, we already said we're going to save our dads earlier, so let's say I'm glad I have you here with me now. Me too. I couldn't do this alone. I still can't believe it. Demons are real. It makes you wonder what else could be real. Yeah, like what if electric cars were real? Siggy, those are real. Oh no, don't tell me zombies are real too. If brain-eating zombies were real, they would starve to death trying to eat you. Zombies are real? No, Siggy. Good. I don't think I could deal with zombies on top of demons. Demonic minions still really sound like a lot of trouble. As long as the symbol works on them, we should be safe. Still, it is pretty interesting to think we're about to go demon hunting. Who knows, maybe that could be our careers one day. I can see it now, we're globe-trotting demon hunter boyfriends. Huh. It's getting foggy. I wonder how close we are. This boat is old. I hope it holds. I can't see anything. Thump. Ack. We hit something. It's sand. I think we're on the beach. I hope this is the island. Let's follow the beach. You disembark and walk down the foggy beach. Walking down the foggy beach is an eerie and mysterious experience. The thick fog blurs the lines between sand and sea, making it difficult to distinguish where the beach ends and the water begins. The sound of waves crashing against the shore is muffled, causing a sense of isolation and disconnection. The sound of waves crashing against the shore is muffled, causing a sense of isolation and disconnection from the world. As you and Siggy continue down the beach, the shapes of the resort slowly come into focus through the mist. I see the boardwalk. Let's go.